At the symposia across the globe this year, there were a series of common questions asked by CIOs, probably best summarized in 6 areas. First, the area of infrastructure. In infrastructure, it was really about optimization of the infrastructure. And an increased number of CIOs are really interested in how we get commoditized infrastructures, how they can learn from the Googles and the Amazons of the world, much more than we've seen in the past. Mobility replaced cloud as the key topic for CIOs, and it was really focused on how do I develop applications. So it was more scaling the projects that people have than necessarily what it was last year, which was more about managing devices. So we're really into the mainstream of mobility, which is how do I deploy applications for my organization. Cloud is still important, but cloud turned really into software as a service and how do I develop specific applications for the cloud and how do I deploy these at scale within my enterprise. So we are really starting into the next phase of cloud. Then we had a couple of topics that was more tactical, more organizational. One of them was about whether the IT organization would assume some level of responsibility for the development of both software and also of products outside of IT. So the question really was, am I responsible for product development now? And that sort of leads to a question that we spoke with many CIOs about, which is governance. And how does that span in a world in which every budget is an IT budget? And then the last 2 topics were about money. It's about how I manage my infrastructure cost and essentially how I manage my overall IT budget in this new world. And therein, obviously, how I compare with peers. And lastly, it was optimizing the contracts that I have with large providers, how I manage that to a fair price, and whether or not, therefore, the technology providers that I'm using today are the right ones. Are they really assisting me in moving forward? Now, these 6 areas were key among our clients, but with that number of clients at the different symposia, the variety was enormous. At this year's Symposia, we introduced the nexus of forces as being the integration of the 4 forces that we all see around us, which is cloud, social, mobile, and information. In this, we introduced a series of recommendations for our clients that we believe will help them navigate through this change. First and foremost was that as information technology becomes pervasive across the organization, every budget becomes an IT budget. Secondly, it is such that the environment around us changes with consumerization, with the fact that we are bringing in new devices to the organization. We need a new approach to security, an approach that addresses the realities of what is the nexus. We clearly need to build in innovation as a third point in what we do as an organization, because now IT is pervasive across everything that we do. We need to understand that all projects going forward need to be customer focused. So our 4th recommendation was really to only focus on the projects that deal with the customer in some way or form. Gone are the days in which we only deal with back office based environments. And then last but not least, to succeed as an organization, we need the right leaders. And the right leaders are found everywhere across the company, the organization that we all work for. And we need to make sure that we develop those leaders so that we can succeed in this new world of the nexus of forces. Now that attendees have returned back from Symposium, there are 4 things I would recommend them to do. First, look at events on demand, the presentations from the Symposium. Secondly, talk to your account executive, book an inquiry with an analyst, and if you did not take advantage of the Pick 3 research, do so. Third, We will continuously update the research that you saw at the symposium on Gartner.com, so frequently visit Gartner.com. And fourth, if you did not book time now for the Symposium 2013, do so. Lastly, of course, thank you for attending this year's symposium, and I look forward to seeing you next year.